Okay, welcome back. So last time I started building the enormous ingot sorter, and if you've not just come from watching the previous video, I will remind you that having finished building it, I discovered I'd connected the chutes up backwards because I'm an idiot. So the first thing we're going to do is put these the right way around, because you haven't guessed by now, this is not the sort of video where I just cut out all the bloopers and you get to watch it all clean and tidy at the end, so you can watch me fix it. It's always good to learn from your mistakes. It's even better to learn from someone else's, so I'm giving you that opportunity, and hopefully this won't take too long to fix, to be fair. It's the right way around. Yep. Right, we'll just get these. There we go. We're getting there slowly. This one's going to be easier. Okay, so once we've got this done, the next thing we will need to do will be to fix ourselves up with some means to actually retrieve all of these ingots that we've loaded in. I've exceeded a stack. All these ingots that we've loaded into these hoppers, we will actually need to get back out. So that will be the next job. Let's just get this done. We're nearly there now, I promise. And just get this one done. And actually, while we're here, let's there we go. And we've actually got a few spare chutes, so what I might do just for fun is to put a window in some of these. The windows take 2 chutes rather than 1. But I think it's worth it just so that we can watch things flow through. I have realised that I'm not putting these in the same place, but there's no point in using the middle of the 3 on here where there's something going over the top, which you can't actually see it. There we go, look at that, beautiful. Okay, so we should be able to load things in and they'll end up inside here, but actually if we can't get them back out, that's going to be a real pain. We are going to need more chutes because we're going to want to deliver them somewhere. We've got the start of that mechanism down here, and I'm going to just put some more height on that. Okay, we'll put some windows in there. And we will be resiting the machines over there at some point, rather than all the way over here, which hopefully will make many aspects of life much easier. So let's grab these out of here first. So later on we can get really fancy and we can start to have the ingots get delivered directly into machines, but in the short term I'm just going to have it come up over the top and just drop them, probably about here, just far enough away from the edge, and then we'll figure out where we're going to put the buttons to trigger that process. We just need to be a bit careful. We will need to use some wool walls to mount the buttons on, but we do need to be a little bit careful that we don't interfere with the sunlight going into the greenhouse, so that is a bit of a consideration. I think we'll be fine, we just need to think about the orientation of that. Whoops. Okay, now that's functional, at least that'll do. We can nearly walk underneath it, but not quite. Okay, so we'll need a wall to actually mount the buttons on. In fact, we're going to need 2 walls, and they are going to need to be over here somewhere. So I think I'm going to place them over here. Just think whether we can place them on the... I think we'll put them on that layer actually. Now iron walls are a bit ugly, later on perhaps we'll actually maybe we'll make a nicer steel wall now rather than having to tear it back down. They are nicer, and we are going to be mounting stuff on them, so I don't really want to have to muck about and change it all again. So let's build a couple of flat walls. Right, we're also going to need a number of things, so we will definitely need some logic I/O. So I'm going to start some of them building as well. That'll be enough walls. You may now stop. Yeah, this is a much better idea. So we'll... Those look much better. We just need some steel sheets on there, and that will be fine. Right, let's go and check how many of those we've got. I've only got 3, a little bit more. I will be relieved when we don't have to wiggle between the equipment in order to move up and down the base. Right, that cable coil can just get added there. 5. And obviously we're going to need 7 because we've got 7 different silos. 6, so this is the last one. And then again we'll use an IC to trigger this, I think. Although maybe we could just build it more simply with some simple... Right, we'll need the logic switches anyway. No, let's do that for now. Okay. So we're going to build some switches. So we need a bit of space just to mount some... let's just put these walls together first of all. There we go, that looks better, doesn't it? So I'll make a nice little pile there. These shouldn't interfere. No, that doesn't line up with the glass, so that won't cast a shadow. Perfect, okay. So let's just mount the buttons. I think what I might do actually is I might start building this. I'm not quite sure how much space this is going to require, so I think we might be a good idea to start building it. We want just a normal button, will be fine. That should snap to the wall, thank you. Now the wiring might be a bit of a nuisance around that chute actually. Probably should have thought of that. Okay, well, we've got buttons there and there and there. These buttons end up really far apart vertically just because it's the way it needs to get placed. And let's connect these and then we'll figure out what we need to do with the rest of the cabling, because it's actually a bit more complicated. That's there, right, okay. And actually, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to connect at the other end, so I'm going to do that for now. Okay, so just trying to make the best use of the available space here. What I'm hoping we can do is to put the reader and the writer for each pair back to back. Like that. That will give us a bit more room to work. You can see it uses a lot of space doing it like this, which is one of the attractions of using an IC, because it's a lot less physical space, but this will get us started. We're going to need more anyway. Oops. You see how much cable this is using up, and we haven't got anywhere near enough. Yes, because we'll still need to connect all of these. Right, okay, we need far more cable. I feel I probably should have just done it with an IC after all, but sometimes it's good to build this hardware. Right, let's get some more cable. And that's another switch. So we're getting there, that's 6, we obviously need 7. So you switch that to button, put it there, that's connected straight in. Okay, well whilst we're printing some more cable, let's so we just think about which ones we're going to need to access. I'm actually going to put iron on there, because it's easy to get at. For the same reason, I'm going to put copper on here. That one can be gold. The next most likely one is probably silicon. And then we'll put the unusual ones in the corner here, lead and nickel. And when we do silver, we'll just pop it up there. It's unlikely we're going to need to press that too often. Right, okay, so let's just go down these in order. Doesn't really matter where they're physically placed. Whoops. Ah! We've got one more there. I can't remember what we did next, so I'm going to say silver. As I say, it doesn't really matter. We just need to make sure they're connected correctly. Now, half of these won't connect at the moment because we don't have the buttons in the right place, but what I want to do is to connect that to the button iron, and I want to connect that we haven't, have we connected it? Oh no, we may have done. No, we haven't yet connected the rest of the cables, so that doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. We really are going to need a lot more cable. which is why it's disappointing to see it's only made 4 before we ran out of copper. How annoying, I should have checked that. Let's go crazy. Off you go. Right. Meanwhile, just as a bit of a further test, I'm actually going to just drop some of these in here and let them re-smelt. It's a slight waste of energy, but it's a good way of just making sure that the right materials come out in the right place. That's a nice little one there. Don't really want to do that with the gold because there's no more in here, but you know. Right. Well, let's see if we can at least connect the cable down here to the cable up there. Nearly. In fact, I think we can do it if I can just get past this. Probably should raise that up by 1, but it's just
power low.
Okay, there we go. That's now connected. Okay, so in theory, right, that looks better. Except of course I'd forgotten we ran out of cable when we were working down there as well, so we've got even more need for cable than I remembered. Right, there's a 50 stack, that'll get us started. Yeah, there we go, that's the problem, those are not connected.
Jetpack low.
Just turn it off, we don't actually need it at the moment. Okay, that is now everything connected down here. So, what do we need up here? Oh, come on. No, it's not having it, is it? Okay, that's all of those connected at least. So, the next thing we need to do now is to connect this to the right hopper. So that's connecting to that one. And we're going to connect that to the open, and the input is going to be, it's possible we could connect this directly to the button actually. I've never tried that. Maybe we'll try that. I always assumed that you need a logic reader, but we might be able to. That would say certainly if we can do that, that would save quite a lot. Okay, well we know we've got
suit damage.
That was unfortunate. Managed to crack my helmet. Okay, so up and over. First things first, let's patch up the suit. That'll teach me a lesson.
High.
Yeah, I'm sure the temperature is all sorts of things. We haven't got any out here. Let's make some duct tape real quick. Be careful, don't do this at home, kids. And apply a patch to the suit and a patch to the helmet. Okay, that's better. I'm sure I look amazing now, but you know, it's a start. I think that's probably enough cable for one lifetime. So let's grab that from there and put that in. So, and that'll teach me for saying I'll move that up in a minute and not actually doing it. Let's try not to smash it twice. So what I was hoping to do was to just come around here and press the iron button. I have no idea whether that will work. It's not looking hugely hopeful. No, that's looking like that's still in there. So we'll give it one more try just in case it just didn't pick up. Pump the button a few times. No, that definitely didn't. Okay, so it looks like we can't connect the button directly. So what we'll need to do is connect this. Wait a minute, did I just have it set wrong? I actually had it set wrong. This is going terribly well, as you can see. Right, press that button a few times. Ah, the iron has disappeared, and in fact there it is. That's amazing. So we don't actually need a reader and a writer, we can just build directly with writers. That will save some hassle, so we can remove that reader, that reader, that reader, that reader, and we can plot them all back down as writers. Writer, writer, writer. Oops, that's the wrong way round. Let's hope that the rest of them are the right way round. Yeah, they seem to be. I don't know why that one suddenly went the other way. Okay, so before we run out of jetpack and do something else stupid. Okay, so we now just need to join these up to the right buttons. So let's do copper next. Output is copper, open, turn that on, and then gold, no, I really think I'm going the wrong way through the alphabet to do this. Oops. And then I've still gone too far, and that goes to open, and input on there, gold, let's go lead. I'm trying to remember which ones I've done. Lead, open, and don't break the suit for a second time, that would be embarrassing to say the least. Okay, let's have nickel, open, and silicon, and open, and up and over, and that's not quite right, is it? Let's there we go, and oh, we never haven't built the silver button yet anyway, have we? So did we make one more? No. We need one more logic switch. Whoops. Logic switch. There we go. One of them. Brilliant. Okay. So, the from here we'll just put this switch up somewhere. Whoops. Button. In fact, we can connect it right there. It's not the nicest looking placement, but it does the job. Try and tidy this up at least a little bit. And then the last one here, we are going to change to button silver, and the output is going to be the silver. Open. There we go. Okay, so that is now all set up. We should be able to just press the button to order what we need now. So I've got no idea what we've actually got in there. I'm going to need to refill my jetpack before I take a flight over the top to investigate, otherwise I'm going to end up getting stuck down there. That will just take twice as long. So let's just...
Jetpack critical.
Right, let's go. So first things first, as you can see, it's just getting dark. That's not the best timing, is it? Because it would be nice to go out and do a bit of mining and test the whole system. Right, copper is in copper, gold is in gold, silicon is in silicon, lead is in lead, nothing is in nickel because we haven't got any, nothing is in that one. Okay, so I think we're more or less okay. I'm going to pop some lids on these. We might still have to do some fixing, but it feels like it might be working. Oh, at least I'll try and pop some lids on them. Why is that not triggering? Come on. Oh. Okay, that's that one. That one. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we are. Right, so if I switch, I'll do a bit of quick bit of mining before it gets too dark. There was some copper over here. Let's just really give the system a bit of a test. But I think if we've got this set up right now, what we can do is just throw things into the chute, and then when we need something, we just press the button. And as long as we've got some in stock, we should be fine. Now we can obviously get more sophisticated later on and count stuff going in and count stuff coming out, and work out how much stock we've got. That is quite a bit more complexity. But in the very short term, let's just make sure that the system is working, and if we put things in, we can get them back. And we'll just do that by grabbing a few random ores and throwing them into mine. So some gold. And what else can we find? Ice. I don't really want ice. I also don't want to go too far away from home because it is night time. And I'm actually only out here to do some testing. I'd quite like to find some iron, that would be useful. I'm actually going to probably need some after all of that building. What's that there? That's more gold, yep. No, of course, no, I need it. I can't find it. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's... at least throw these in here. And then that should let the system run. I suppose we could just test it by throwing that back in there, couldn't we? In fact, we almost might as well throw anything else that's left in here into the system. Just let it chew its way through. So we can see this is what's this working on at the moment. Oh, this has got itself stuck actually is what it's working on. Okay, so if I lift off and take a little fly across, we can see in each of these now we've got a nice little sealed unit, and nothing else has come through for now. Lead, gold and copper are all certainly coming through to the right place. So I'm going to dismantle this, at least the chute system for this. We'll dismantle the whole building at some point. There we go. And the main reason I want to do that is to get rid of this irritating problem here. So I'm going to actually move this up a block. Actually, I might even move it up 2 blocks. I've got enough. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now we can actually walk underneath it. Plus, with a few more windows, we can see what's going on a little bit better as well, which is always good. I don't think we've got any spare chutes left anywhere, but if we have, we'll just use them for windows. No, we haven't. Okay, we have, however, got the stackers, which we can add later. I think we're okay for now. But what we should now have is the ability to obtain anything we need at the touch of a button, as long as we've mined some. So the next thing to think about is moving the machines, but also I want to be able to actually recycle some of the other bits and pieces we've built up that we don't need anymore. So we're going to get a recycler, and we're also, to go with the recycler, we need a centrifuge, because what comes out of a recycler is not as pure as it will need to be. But guess what, that means we're also going to need more chutes, because we're actually going to connect the recycler and the centrifuge, which I'll probably place over here, and we're going to connect them up to this as well, so that whenever we recycle something, the raw materials get fed straight back into the same system, which is obviously powerful. If we've got enough cable, which we have now, we can also start to add stackers into these, which on this side will be very easy, because we can just rip out this chute here and put a stacker in. This side is going to be a little bit more complicated. We're probably going to have extra chutes and go up, back, across, and then round again, which I probably didn't demonstrate very well. I will show you once we have some more chutes.
Power critical.
Oh, that's good timing. Power no longer critical. The filters are getting a bit low though, so we will need to do something about that soon. Right, so if we put this about here, tucked in fairly neatly, and we'll connect this up. So this is a nice simple piece of machinery. We just need to give it power. I'm not even going to bother with any logic. I'm sure we could come up with some fancy logic where we had it automatically turn on when it detected something's put in the chute, but honestly, for now, that will be fine. So that's going to then throw the contents of that out, but they could be pure metals, but they can also be mixes of reagents as comes out of the furnace when the temperature's not set right. So we're going to use a centrifuge, which will allow us to separate the core components. Now, centrifuge does need a little bit more work to build. We are going to need more chutes, so let's just get some building. Except we haven't got any more iron in there. we have got some iron in there. Okay, so we'll build the centrifuge and then we'll use the rest of that iron to build yet more chutes. Seems like a sensible strategy. I'm going to need some iron in there pretty soon though, because actually I'm going to need to make another filter reasonably urgently. I'll press the button and see if we've got any yet. I don't think we have. I think it's still waiting to smelt because I threw it all back through, which with hindsight perhaps wasn't the cleverest thing, but never mind. Hopefully I won't suffocate waiting for it. Right, there's the centrifuge. So now let's go to building some more chutes. This needs pieces to make, so we're going to drop it in here. We actually want to connect it up to this, so we might have to slightly adjust the input chute, but that's okay. We need a couple of steel sheets next anyway. It's the incredible flying chute machine. Right, steel sheets. Okay, so we need the wrench and that, and then we need the welding torch and the other two. And that's that done. Right, we're going to put a chute between these two inputs. Except I haven't lined that up at all right, have I? What have I done? What have I done? I've put this one block too far forward. I'm an absolute idiot. Right, probably the least painful thing to do is actually going to be to move the recycler one block forward. That was just very silly of me. I was sure it was lined up. I know that the output is at the back here and that the input is at the front there, but I thought I had allowed for that and I obviously just hadn't. Anyway, never mind. It happens. Why am I doing this? This is about to be moved forward. Switch to that, take that out, do that, there we go. Perfect. Right, so now anything we throw in that recycler will get chewed up and its constituent parts will be fed into here. What we're then going to do is we're going to want to be able to feed that into the smelting line. But it's going to actually be a little bit fiddly because of where the smelting line is, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually take this out and move it over here, which will make it a bit more accessible anyway. I don't really like it being underneath that. But we just need to make a few more chutes because we always need more chutes, and then I think I'm going to have to go and mine some more because we must be running out. Certainly we're running out of iron. Right, the power situation's still not brilliant. We're still definitely using more than we're generating, so I'm going to have a serious focus on power consumption and power generation and storage in a minute. We haven't got enough iron to do anything more than that. That's not great, is it? What if I put that there? And then I think actually what we'll do is we'll probably put this about here, and then I'll switch that to be a junction in a minute. It's not great, it's getting a little bit clunky, but keeps things out of the way. Right, real quick thing to do is let's just recycle those 2 expended filters, and let's also add that and that. So you can see that's 10G of iron right there, and that's gone straight in to here. Now I'm not going to turn this on because when I do it's going to spray out here, and I don't even want to think about the mess with that clipping there, where it's going to end up. Let's just go do some mining and then I can actually finish the job. So iron is absolutely critical now. Also going to need some coal because I think the power's going to go off if we don't. Right, I'm going to actually take off and fly a bit because it's sometimes easier to see what you're looking for. That looks like coal over there and iron over to the right, so let's go grab some coal first. Where is it? There it is. Okay, that'll keep us going for a little while. Don't really want to run the base purely off solid fuel, it's just a pain, but I don't want to be in a state where we run out of power and can't get enough up and running. I did notice that I dropped some iron back there. I'm not completely daft. Oh no, 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 no! I've just dug through into some underground canyon. Okay, that's not quite as bad as I feared. It's kind of annoying though. Right, let's well, I think that was very nearly another broken suit. I'm not quite sure what happened there. Clipped through half the map. Right. Oh, they're all 50 stacks. Right, okay, well. Okay, that'll do. Okay, let's get these back. Always feels like it takes forever when you're flying back towards your base in a hurry like this. However, let's have a little survey so we can see the gas processing, solar generation. Obviously I haven't adjusted the axes on all of those, which is why some of them look wonky, and the furnace, and of course the smelting and sorting arrangement. So let's throw those in there. Part of the problem with the power consumption is, of course, we're running 2 arc furnaces, which is burning up a hell of a lot of power, but it's still slightly alarming that during daytime it's enough that this is actually still discharging. Run that. That's a 31 stack, so I'd like to remember to turn it off, but it's not the end of the world if I forget. I don't think it's going to hugely waste it. I'm going to put some in here so it's handy for us to use. That's still charging. And is that gone yet? No, not yet. I'm guessing we're probably smelting something that's quite energy intensive in one or more of these. Oh, this one's powered out. That usually happens when the power draw exceeds what's available. Just pleased so far we haven't burnt out any circuitry, but that's a little reminder that actually we probably need to put a new transformer in and run a dedicated cable network over to well, probably all of this. certainly the two smelters, and when we put the machines in over there, we'll connect them to it. Maybe some of this as well. But you can see we've got a bit of spaghetti here, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge to do. That's the start of the heavy cable. I think what we'll probably do will be to connect it somewhere here, or I could connect it that side, but I really want the hab on its own circuit, and I'm going to put another transformer there to do that at some point. So let's just see how we get on. But yes, in the meantime, this is obviously taking a little while to smelt its way through all that stuff we threw in. Yeah, that's still full. Hopefully we'll get there soon. It's got 14 left to go. I don't even know what this is smelting, but I just heard it trigger, so something. Why is the sorter? Did I accidentally turn it off or something? No. Okay, I'm not quite sure what's happened there. This side of the sorter is empty. It's like it's got itself in a bit of a muddle and sent everything through that side. I think it'll be okay. I think once the next thing moves, it'll send the next one it wants to send left, and then it'll go back to right, and everything will flow.
Hydration critical.
I think it's a function of having lots of slow things having just randomly gone one way, which you may recall I did say when we set this up was a potential problem. Yeah, okay, that's fed in, that's okay. And that's gone in there. Okay, that's good. Well, at least everything's queued up to go through now. Let's go and just have a little look and just see what's falling through. So we've got lots of copper come through, that's good. Lots of gold. That was probably why it was so slow. Right, the silicon's gone in okay. The lead's gone in okay. The silver's gone in okay. And I don't think we have any nickel anyway. So that looks very positive. And in fact, there goes some iron which has dropped straight through because I'd already pressed the button. Although I'm slightly surprised that it hasn't come out here. Where did that go? Oh, there it is. It just took too long, maybe. Okay. Anyway, there's some iron, which obviously I needed to make more chutes. So let's let that just make. I'll make another 8 chutes. Wait at 9 because there's a bit already in there. Oh, actually, before I do that, I need to sort out my my filters. That's a bit of a priority. Otherwise, I'm going to suffocate. Okay, that's better. Right, so let's carry on making chutes here while we go and sort a few other things out. That's not going to make a huge number, but it's a start. So the first thing we're going to do, just very quickly, I'm going to just... Oh, I thought I had to recycle them, but I've already done that. Let's put those in there. Let's see whether we can figure out a way to route this. I think we just haven't got anywhere near enough chutes, but what I'm thinking is we'll put the inlet here. I think that's going to need to go there anyway. And then we switch that to a junction and that to a straight. I think that will do the job and that will feed in there. What have we got left in there? A few things. Okay. Right. So in the short term, let's go back inside the hab. We need some more water. We're going to need some food at some point. So we may as well come in here and get started. Right, let's harvest some potatoes. And plant some fresh ones. I should have come in here earlier and got the seeds. I always forget. But never mind, later on we'll have some automated hydroponics, and once that happens we can harvest the seeds automatically. In the meantime we've got some potatoes, so 9.2 hours on those, 7.4 hours on those. Okay, so oops, 7.4 on the whole stack. Now I've restacked them. Okay, that's good. That will get us. I'll shut that for now. I'll keep us going for a little while. Put your decayed food over there. Right. So let's unlock and open. That's 3, that's 5, 4. There we go. Right. Let's get a drink. Get some food. Swap the water bottle. Put that away. Put that away. Close and lock the helmet. Actually, I'm also going to vent some carbon dioxide into here. I don't know how much carbon dioxide there is in the atmosphere in here at the moment. There wasn't very much at all by the look of it, so that's quite good to do. You'll see that the nitrogen levels finally reached 60%, so we're not quite where we want to be. The pressure's still a bit low, but we're getting there. And in the meantime, hopefully those will grow a little bit faster. I never did need that scrubber, did I? I probably shouldn't have bothered with it. I'll dismantle it and we'll get rid of it later, but in the meantime, let's go back outside. And we're just going to finish trying to connect up the recycler and centrifuge, and then I'm going to call that a day for this video. I think that's quite enough. It's nearly another hour, but also we've done quite a lot. We've now got the the ingot delivery system rather actually working, which is obviously a major step forward. Let's have a window in there. A bit of window's always fun. And let's get that in there. There we go. Do I dare to deconstruct any of these up here so that we can see what's going on? I don't know what will happen. We may have iron ore flying everywhere in a second, but let's do it anyway. Not too bad, a couple of them. I'll grab that out and drop that there. I'm only really doing this because I want to put a window in. Whoops. Just makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on. Right, okay, so now if we drop those in there, this has also given us a longer run for these, which is beneficial because we can obviously stack more in. But I should also be able to now turn this on, and this will spin up. No, it won't do anything because I haven't actually connected the power. When I've connected the power, this will spin up and purify the contents, which in this case is actually only iron, and drop that out into the, there we go, system here as well. And I already had it trigger, so we were too slow to see it, but that's now in here as well. So that's good news, because that now means we can actually recycle material straight back in, resmelt it, and make some fresh resources. We still need to put the stackers on that system, which is going to be messy. It's going to need more chutes, and that means we need some more iron. So I'm going to let this do its thing. I'm just going to see how much iron we've got coming through. We've got some there. The good thing is, if there's nothing in the hopper when you press the button, it effectively will queue it up, because it will send an open command, which will then mean this will be open, and the next thing that drops in will go straight through. So that's kind of convenient. Let's put that in there. And I think next time we'll try to tidy that up and add some stackers, because it'd be really nice if not only do you press the button and you get the ingot you wanted, but actually you get a 50 stack ingot every time. That would be really, really helpful. I'm going to start to just very quickly, mostly just get rid of this small 4 stack of cable, connect in here. A bit of cable that we can use for when we put the machinery in next time. Oops, you're not even meant managed to connect that properly, because we're going to run that across here. I think it feels like a good place for it. It's nice and easy, we can get at that. We can always reroute this, of course, if we want to bring it even closer to the machines. We could move that wall with the buttons, but I really don't fancy doing that. So I think that's it for now. Maybe we'll change that to a window next time, or maybe even take this wall out completely, because actually we only needed one. We'll have a think about that. I'd also like to drill this out properly and put some steps. It feels like it would be a nice area to be able to just walk down some steps and then take a stroll under here. So it's not exactly a leafy green boulevard, but you know, it's nice to be able to walk around and see what's going on without having to jump up cliffs like this all the time, right? Whoops.
Power low.
So there we go. So that's it for this time. I shall get myself back into the base, at least somewhere near the middle of the base. I never did remember to turn that off, but you can see we're still only at about 80% power. But that's fine. The sun will be rising in a minute. Smelters is smelting. So I think we're all good. We'll leave that to do its thing. So thank you for watching, and next time we shall see about some further automation, and maybe we'll start some more large-scale construction projects now that we know we can get at the resources we need. But I think we will try to start by moving all of those printers to somewhere more sensible, but not on this video. So I'll see you on the next one.